Welcome to the Grappling Grappling Rewind Podcast.
Welcome to this week on the Grappling Rewind Podcast. In this week's show, we're going to recap Fight to Win 120 in Pittsburgh. We're going to preview SOGI 3. We're going to preview Fight to Win 121, the Copa Podia Special League, and the Shugyo Invitational, as well as we're going to go through all of the ADCC divisions because we now have them all out. I also can't speak. As always on the basically. As always on the show, I'm your host, Maine, joined with my co-host,
Josh.
How you doing, Josh?
Well, I can hear.
That's good. You texted me before the show, and you're like, yeah, I'm kind of deaf right now.
Well, I'm old, and I refuse to wear earplugs when I go and listen to loud music.
I always wear earplugs now. It's amazing.
I do not.
Saved my hearing. So, yeah, dude, ADCC divisions are out. We're going to bring up a little bit of news first, and then we'll move into that. At the end of the news section, we'll go through every single person that's in. We now finally have the final divisions. I don't think they're going to be I hope they're not going to be no more like pullouts and changes.
There's always pullouts.
So, in first of news, Kasai has announced there are discounted rooms in Atlantic City for their upcoming event in Atlantic City.
Go to that.
David Brennan.
David Brennan is on that job.
I'm going to try to shoot some behind-the-scenes stuff for his stuff leading up into that.
Shooting some stuff for his stuff.
Josh, I have food poisoning right now. Like, what do you want from me? I'm having a rough day.
Professionalism.
We drove back from Virginia. Rachel and I drove back from Virginia today, and I had food poisoning most of the day. So,
how stained is your seat?
It's not having a good day, Josh. So, moving on. The Ultimate Mat Warriors has announced that they are flying out their champion to the Finishers tournament, like the Finishers tournament did for the Ultimate Mat Warriors. So I'm super happy to see both those tournaments kind of working in tandem.
Collaborating.
Yeah, it's awesome because then you see it helps build guys that are champion level, like sub-only guys. It's like, cool, you win this tournament, you get a buy into this tournament. I love seeing that crossover because it gets us able to cover the same names over and over again. It's cool. I remember this champion. Oh, yeah, he gets a buy-in to this tournament. So
yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just making grappling better because you have promotions, I guess. I wouldn't say sharing because, I mean, nobody's locked under an exclusive contract. But
it's an opportunity for you. You're giving an opportunity
they're
to
working
a guy.
Together and working in tandem with each other. There we go.
Which is super awesome to see. In other news, I can't believe this is in news. Herber Santos got an AK-47 tattooed on his chest.
Yo, that shit is whack. That is a terrible I sat there and stared at that picture for a solid 3-4 minutes, and I was like, yo, whoever did that had a shaky fucking hand and did not do a good job.
It's on, like, the middle of his... I have a picture up right now. It's on, like, the middle of, like, right above his nipple on the one side, and then, like...
Where the clip and the trigger are is roughly in the separation of his pectoral muscles, and it just looks bad. Like, bro, if you're going to get an AK-47 tattoo, get it on... like your fucking stomach.
Oh my god, I zoomed in. It's all wavy too.
That's what I was telling you. I told you I stared at it for like 3 minutes. When you have tattoos and you see people with bad tattoos...
See, I have no tattoos, so I just look at it's a tattoo.
So when you see people with bad tattoos, and I'm speaking from experience, I have bad tattoos too.
You definitely do.
Don't you fucking judge me. Anyway... that tattoo is terrible. I was like, yo, did that guy just start tattooing, or is Herber fidgety, or what? Because that looks straight up like shit.
So if you want to find that tattoo, go look up Herber Santos. I think it was on a story a couple days ago. Probably kicking around somewhere. Might be on Reddit. In other news, Kronstin is out of Kasai, and Junior Ocasio has replaced him for that event.
Oh, you mean recently promoted black belt Junior Ocasio?
Recently black belt Junior Ocasio.
Recently black belt sounds very weird.
Yo, man, I'm so food poisoning right now. It's not. I'm having a rough time.
It's a new excuse. The back's not as broken. Maine is training more. He's teaching classes.
I am.
I
took over the Friday class at Gamma.
There you go.
So I'm teaching that class
now.
So
he's like, I can do this. I need something else to complain about now.
Food poisoning. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So, yeah, super awesome to see him. I think we've been covering Junie since he was a purple belt.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Was it the first Kasai?
It was he won the qualifier.
He won the qualifier.
He won the qualifier.
And then he just showed up at Kasai and looked really good.
Who is this dude? And then so he's the first guy that we covered on this show that was a purple belt when we started that is now a black belt.
Yes.
That's so
also
cool.
He's like one of the first guys that got really big and like started following us and sort of like forging a somewhat of a relationship with him to where we could speak with him and figure out what he was doing in the future. And
he helped us cover stuff that he was on, so it was awesome. So
yes.
Big shout outs to Junie. Really excited to see that guy. Cannot wait to see what he does in the future. Now, like, no one can duck him at black belt anymore. I'm super excited to see what matchups he gets on. So big props to him. Do you want to go into ADCC now?
Let's go to ADCC.
In the wildest shit. I love ADCC. So, let's talk about Seth's comment. So there's been a lot of pullouts at ADCC. We specifically didn't cover who the names were in ADCC last week because there was so much shifting around. We wanted to give it a week to blow over, and now.
Can you say dropouts? Because when you say pullout, it sounds so inappropriate.
Let's go dropouts. So lots of dropouts from the event, and now have all the names. I did love Seth's comment though.
When I post that people are out, I don't need every fucking purple belt in the world.
Was it like Louisiana or like
said Kentucky?
Kentucky,
or maybe that was in the comments. Whatever. He was funny. A lot of people were being funny about it and making jokes about it. And it's like, but bro, I won this thing. Why don't you? Most of the time, like, you have to have a connection, or you just have to be a really standout grappler.
Let's talk about
to
that
get filled in.
Basically, if you want to get into, honestly, Mo's talked about it, Seth talked about it. If you want to make it into ADCC, the biggest thing you need to do is do trials.
Yes, so that's where they're going to look for you more.
They look for people and they pull people from trials.
These people look good during this. They looked good.
They've competed in the rule set,
the West Coast,
and they have a real interest. And you've made the effort to show up and try to get in.
Or you gotta have a fucking name.
Or you got to be like a multiple-time black belt world champion or huge stand. Oh no, I'm saying
you just gotta have a name.
Have a name. Be a big standout. Having done trials always helps you. And like, if you're not one of those guys, like, do those things for yourself if you want to get an ADCC.
Or start grappling in, like, the coolest looking thong in the world. I don't know. Something.
All right, Josh. So let's move on to the men's under 66 kilogram division for ADCC 2019.
Do you want me to say the names, or do you want to try to read through them?
I mean, I know them all, but you should probably read them because I'm going to butcher them.
Okay. So the first North American Trials winner, Ethan Krellenstin.
I know. Krellenstin. It's got
the South American Trials winner, Juan Alvarenga. Wow, that was hard. That's rough. The second European Trials winner. Where's the first European Trials?
Calm down. He pulled out. He couldn't get a visa, I think.
I
thought that was the other guy at 88, but I think it might have been the 66
I don't
guy.
know.
I think
Thomas Halpin.
A couple of the European guys have had visa issues, and they've had to get replaced. Super bummer.
Asian trial winner Kenta Iwamoto. Gio Martinez was invited. Tanquinho was invited. Shane Jamil Hill Taylor was invited.
One quick thing. I think on the show, again, we should start reading the full names for guys.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like
Augusto Tanquinho Mendez.
Because we blazed through a lot of guys' names that we know, but I feel like that it's the disservice to some of the people that listen that maybe not are super familiar with the guys' nicknames.
Okay. Again, Shane Jamil Hill Taylor, Paulo Miao, Gianni Grippo, Pablo Montavani, Keith Krikorian, Bruno Frazzato, Mateus Gabriel, Kennedy Maciel, that's a new one, Richard Alarcon, that's a new one, and Ty Rotolo, also a new one.
So literally today we have 3 new people in this division. So Kennedy
is Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, Sunday, August 4th. So Kennedy's replacing his father, Cobrinha, which is the 3-time champion, 5-time finalist for ADCC.
So Cobrinha gave Ruben Charles. See, I'm saying full names.
You're
welcome.
Name. Yep.
He gave his son his spot as Cobrinha was the returning champion. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
I at least like that Kennedy is a super legit black belt that is a high level guy. It's not just some random. It's a really high level guy. It's a passing of the torch.
I get that, but I feel that there are other. I'm not saying that he's not deserving of it, but I think there are other people that could be brought in that were ahead of him in like the grappling wise. Like, I'm not poo-pooing Kennedy's skills, 2018 World No-Gi champion. So
monster.
He knows how to grapple without a gi on. But, whatever. We'll see how it goes. There's been a lot of like shuffling around specifically in this division.
Yeah, this division looks huge.
It got kind of gutted.
AJ's out. Well, it didn't get gutted. Look at that.
Nobody cares that AJ's out. Absolutely nobody cares that AJ is out. He was going to either hump the people to death or maybe catch somebody that lucked into this division and choke them. Maybe. But nobody cares.
Musumeci's out, too, from this division as well.
Well, Musumeci dropped, and that's why you have, again, Alarcon, Rotolo, and, Kennedy is in because of his dad. But still, let's go on to
Super
77.
nifty division. I'm super excited. Who do you think your front runners are for this division, Josh?
For this one, it's so wide open. Like,
There's about 4 or 5 different guys.
There's a lot of guys.
Who shows up?
Gio did well last time.
Yep.
Tanquino's been hit or miss.
You
so
can
I
never
don't
count
know.
the Meow out.
You can't count a Meow out. You can't count Grippo out. You can't.
Mateus Gabriel's looked really good.
Yeah, but you have Pablo Montevani, but you also have Meow, so they're gonna get them in kind of close together. Same thing with Frazato. Oh no, sorry, that's Atos. Wait, is Montevani Atos or is he? Montevani might be Atos, so they'll run into Bruno Frazato
in the first round,
Kinda
probably.
close.
Maybe in the second round at the latest.
I don't know. It's
and you have your dark horse guys. Guys that are still not quite black belt level. That like is the rest of the invites. Guys like Kokorian.
it's gonna be.
It's crazy. Krellinson's still a brown belt.
Is he?
Yeah, I found that out when we covered Shugyo.
Oh, okay.
Because he was listed on the tail of the tape as a brown belt. I was like, oh shit, he still is a brown belt. Like him, Kokorian, the Terrestrial Trials winners, like.
It'll be really interesting, honestly. Like, I always say I don't like picking somebody to win something, and
That's why I always try to make you do it.
But I'm definitely out of this group. Like, it's really throw a knife at the wall, and whoever's picture it hits, that's who's gonna win.
Yeah,
do you want to do that in your basement? Can we put up all the pictures? I can start throwing knives at them.
You know what, Josh? Fuck it, we'll do it. I will do it. If you print out the picture and you make it, I'll put a knife board up and we can film it for the show.
Sick.
All right, so let's move on to anything else for that division?
No.
All right, let's move on to the men's under 77 kilogram division.
So the 2017 champion JT Torres, the first European Trials winner Ross Nichols, the first Trials winner from America John Satava. You have the second Trials winner Nicky Ryan, but he's moving up from 66, so I don't know how you can really consider him another Trials winner.
Well, I consider him, he's a Trials winner, and then he got moved. There was a space, and so they moved him up to 66.
I don't think he moved. I think he was like, I don't know if I can make this weight.
Well, that's what I mean. He moved. And Donaher talked about they wanted to move him up. They didn't want him cutting weight, but looking at him, he was on something recently, and I think versus Faber. We saw him at Polaris, and I was like, yo, there's no way he's making under 66 kilograms.
Faber went back to 135 in that most recent fight.
Yeah, but Faber's not a 17-year-old kid growing still and actively getting bigger every time we see him.
Whatever.
So
anyway, the actual 77-kilo North American Trials winner, John Combs.
For the West Coast Trials.
Yes. Speaking of which, if you haven't noticed on Instagram or Facebook, Seth is releasing pictures of all these people like he does for Fight to Win. And it's so fucking cool.
Dude,
it gets
those
you so
posters look amazing.
Amazing.
The Fight to Win posters look good. The ADCC posters are another level of awesome looking posters. That dude makes the hype posters. I think I saw Porfirio's, I saw Ryan's, and I saw there was one other. It was like that looks. I saw Craig Jones. Craig Jones's one looked like crazy for some reason. Just like the way the flag was on there, it was like this is a dope ass poster.
They do lots of good work over there at Fight to Win.
Yeah, they do.
Going back into it, the South American Trials winner is Servio Tullio, the second European Trials winner Mateus Gamrat, the Asian Trials winner Lachlan Giles. Let's go into the invites. We have Wagner Hosha, who we just saw on Philly last week.
Yep. Versus JT Torres.
Versus JT Torres, and JT taking that one. Told you, by the way, that was going to happen.
I think I begrudgingly picked JT on that. I was like, I think JT's going to get it.
Don't pick against my man.
I never pick. Look, I don't think on this show I've picked against Wagner twice, maybe ever.
I don't know. All I know is Jared Weiner was also in the corner of JT Torres right after he played This Is Hardcore with his new band, so that was also awesome. Getting back into it again, Oliver Taza invite, Edwin Najmi invite, Hanato Canuto, Lucas Lepre, Celso Vinicius, DJ Jackson, and Dante Leon.
Yo, how is Leon gonna make under 77?
Again, it's
Holy
100
shit.
and it's 100. It's barely
under 170.
It's
like 169.
It's 169.4. So you
Yeah.
you just have to be under that. It'll be cool to
I
see
honestly-
all these guys
Like Torres is gonna be super hard to beat in this division.
Yes,
but you guys like Lepre and Hosha and like
Vinicius and Canuto.
I'm honestly curious to see what Ryan will do because we've seen him.
Yes,
look really,
it'll be.
yeah.
And you can't make guesses until like the brackets are out.
Yeah.
You see where everybody is, and you're like, oh,
This guy's path to victory is this. If this happens,
Yes.
yeah. I'm so excited to be at this thing. I'm looking at my flights. We got our hotels now, our flights, our tickets.
Somebody also has press credentials.
I got credentialed.
That's right. We fancy. We in here.
Yep. So I get
We covering
shit. I can get to do behind the
Homie,
scenes
I'm
interviews.
professional. That kind of stuff.
So we got behind the scenes interviews now. I'm so excited for this event. So anything else on this one?
I'm gonna go with JT.
I gotta go with JT.
As I said, I wasn't picking 66. Here I am picking 77. JT.
Dude, he just looks so good. He looked so good against
So
Hosha
good.
last week. I think.
So good. He's a very smart competitor.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's going to do. It'll be interesting
a
to see
division.
him against DJ Jackson,
Yep.
his former teammate.
Yep. This would be. I think this is the division we'll see a lot of upsets in.
It'll be
I feel
cool.
like this would be a crazy division for like, oh snap, this guy pulled out something, in the points or in the, a sub or something. So next division, under 88 kilogram division.
The European Trials winner, the first one, Adam Wardzinski. The first North American Trials winner, Alec Balding. The second Trials winner from America, Josh Hinger. South American Trials winner, Gabriel Almeida. The second European Trials winner, Ben Dyson. The Asian Trials winner, Keller Lock-Sodi. Now we're into invitees. Craig Jones, Rustam Chiziev, Mikey Perez, Kit Dale, Keenan Cornelius, Murillo Santana, Gabriel Argis, Gilbert Burns, Mateus Deniz, and John Blank.
Holy shit, dude. Like, there's been some dropouts in this event, but damn, all three of these divisions look really good. So let's play picks again. You have no returning champion because Gordon's moving up from 88 to under 99.
Craig Jones, I feel, is like a front runner. Keenan, who took second last year.
Dude, Keenan is. Everyone forgets how good Keenan is.
A
in
great
Nogi.
grappler who will talk about how he's not a very good Nogi grappler, but again, he took second.
Keenan talks about this on he was on Fistful of Collars a while ago, and he talked about. He goes, actually, technically, I'm more decorated in Nogi than I'm in gi.
Right, but he says he's not a good Nogi grappler.
Yeah, and I'm not a good podcaster. That's actually true. So
yeah, that
never
didn't
mind.
work. I hate that they keep bringing back Rustam Chiziev.
He's hard to beat though.
He's hard to beat, but
hard
it's
to
not
beat,
exciting.
But he's got a good wrestling game for ADCC. This is not just BJJ guys.
He's got a boring wrestling game for ADCC,
but it's
and
successful.
as he's starting to like age out of the competition, because he's in, I want to say his mid-30s.
I want to say that he is significantly younger than I thought he was whenever I look him up.
Well, he's also super, super, super hairy. So
He
that
is.
definitely throws everybody off when it comes to that.
A little
But
bit.
I can tell you that I've seen him compete for a really long time.
We saw him back. He was on one of the early EBIs, one of the heavyweight
I
one.
remember seeing him at like Naga Battle of the Beaches in like 2005.
Yeah, he's back in the day. He's been around for a long time. I'm saying like on the super fights, like he was back at like those early super fights with EBI. Like he was in that event. The Russian Bear.
Yeah, he's not a very good MMA fighter.
He's had some problems in MMA.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out how old he is.
I want to say he's like 36 or something. I want to say he's like way younger than I thought he was.
Come on, Wikipedia, help me out here.
So, I don't know. In this division, this is a hard division to call. Now that I honestly would put Keenan and Craig Jones as like the two front runners to really do work. I don't want to count out Hanger as well. It'll be interesting to see if Hanger and Jones or Hanger and Keenan have to go against each other early in the brackets because they're former teammates, even though they're not current teammates. What do you think?
Maybe. I don't know, but I don't think they might put them together because they've been podcasting and they're like, you guys are friends, so we got to get this out of the way now.
I honestly don't necessarily I think both those guys would fight each other to the death, but I think first or second round would not surprise me for both those guys. And I'm interested to see how they match up, honestly. I think they competed against each other at something. They talked about it on their podcast.
Uh,
So you picking Jones?
yeah, I think that's a safe bet. Is going Jones. Jones, for the most part,
And he has a lot of wins over a lot of these guys too.
But you have to think about this, like Craig Jones and the Asian Oceania Trials winner. I think like they're from the same gym.
I think Lachlan posted about that. That it's him, Keller, and Jones. I think M1A. I could be incorrect about that.
So that means that
who's gonna have to face Keller first round?
First or second round, yeah.
Okay.
So that again, you're knocking out people, or you're, and you can't give anything away because they'll DQ both of you.
Oh yeah.
So it's a safe bet. Another safe bet is Keenan Cornelius, but you never know. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
So let's move on to the under 99 kilogram division for the men.
The first European Trials winner, Perttu Tepponen. The first North American Trials winner, Tim Spriggs. The second North American Trials winner, Mason Fowler. The South American Trials winner, Paulo Jose Baruna.
I wish they had footage from that event. That was so disappointing.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. The second European Trials winner, Miraz Advodoyan.
Oh, he's the guy that I thought didn't get the visa. That's the guy that hit the spinning knee bar underneath. It was super nifty in the trials.
So is that the guy that isn't coming now?
No, that's I thought that was the guy that had not gotten the visa, but he still has his visa. It was the other guy under 66. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay. The 2017 88 kilogram champion, Gordon Ryan, moving up to under 99 because, yeah, good luck getting back under 88 kilos.
I mean, he
Gordon
could do it, but you had to chop off a leg.
That's what I wanted to bring up in news, by the way. Now that we're talking
As you
about
bang
Gordon
the table,
Ryan.
Josh, like
yes.
an amateur.
Did you see like his posting of his pictures and then people accusing him of doing steroids? And,
oh my God, that was
so funny. And then his responses to it.
I'm just as clean as everyone else.
Right. So are you sort of like in a roundabout way admitting that you do steroids? It was very interesting.
It
like,
was an
interaction.
interesting way to address
I
that.
also understand that Gordon is still like a young man.
Yeah.
So he might just be just saying shit, just talking shit, essentially.
Again, with him, neither would.
But he's accusing everybody else of doing steroids, but also admitting that he does steroids. From what I'm to understand from that comment.
It was a really interesting comment, and that's what the comment that's kind of what the comment pushed towards.
And that's what I wanted to bring up. And there we go.
We also at the show do not care at all.
Yes. No. Juice yourself to the gills.
I want to see good.
Do it
I want to
safely.
see good competitors.
Safely juice.
In the invite section. Get off
Ben
this topic.
Hodgkinson, a.k.a. Australian Keenan Cornelius. Vinny Magalhaes. Patrick Gaudio. Lucas the Hulk Barbosa. Luis Panza. Jackson Souza. Hamilo Bahal. Paul Ardilla, Dylan Dennis, and Felipe Andrew.
Dylan going up this high is interesting, but the reason why he's up at 99 is because Murillo is at under 88. And he's at Unity now, and so they're going to put him and Murillo in the first round. And Dennis has competed at 77. He's competed at 88 before, so now he's moving up. He also is a guy that does open class and absolute frequently and
he
wins.
Doesn't give a shit. So, it is what it is. Like, attitude aside... Like, he's a decent grappler. He's a good grappler.
I watched his matchup with Jackson Souza on one of the first Polarises recently, and damn, that's a good-ass match.
He does very well.
It's an amazing. He subs him.
Yeah.
It's an amazing matchup.
But, again, like, his personality is very off-putting.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
I'm picking Gordon.
That's again, a very safe bet.
I just think, like, we've seen Gordon beat a bunch of these guys.
But, yes, we have. But, how well is he actually coming back from surgery?
Yeah, there was Donner talked about it. That apparently, like, he was out or something, or like he wasn't going to do it, or like there was apparently a long interview with John about that, and I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet, where it was like apparently like he's going to be out or something like that, but like he's still listed in here. He's not pulled out. I hope he doesn't, because that would
training.
Right, and he's in ADCC camp. He's posted all his pictures of him like with an upset face because he's in the middle of ADCC camp. But
the other thing is Gordon needs to take some fashion advice from Gary Tonin about his no-gi attire, because Gary's shit is always on point, and the stuff that Gordon is currently rocking is kind of
the
whack.
Louis Vuitton handbag. whatever
Yeah,
that was.
yeah.
That was interesting.
It's
Yep.
kind of whack.
Gary always came out looking like really cool though. I always really enjoyed Tonan's rash
Maybe
guards.
I'm just not a fashion person.
Josh.
I'm a cut off jean shorts and tank top kind of dude.
Yeah, yes you are. Yes you are, Josh. You're not the epitome of fashion. So I'm picking Gordon here. There's a couple guys I could see, but like
Hulk maybe.
Hulk.
Hanza's got great footlocks. Vinny's just all around like a sleeper all the time. He's really good. And technically, he's beaten Gordon in a no-gi match. So.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. He beat him back at ACBJJ 15, I think.
Whatever
he beat him, and he beat him by points or like by decision at the end.
But he didn't get subbed.
Oh, he beat him by points.
And
actually.
he beat him.
Beat him by points. So I forgot about that matchup. Super fun division. A lot of the big guys. Gaudio is always a tough dude to beat as well. So let's move on to the plus 99 kilogram division. Thought to you, Josh.
The 2017 champion Marcus Bushesha Almeida, the first European trials winner Eldar Rafagev, rough one. The first North American trials winner Aaron Tex Johnson, the second North American trials winner Nicky Rodriguez, the South American trials winner Antonio Braga Neto, the second European trials winner Mateus Juskawiak.
Yes,
that's
actually, I think that's correct.
That's probably wrong.
But it's a Polish last name, so it always throws me off.
It could be Juskovic with an A there and no, I don't know.
Mateus, got it.
We know that's it. The Asian trials winner, Dennis Roberts. The 2017 under 99 kilo champion, Yuri Samois, moving up to 99 kilos. Apparently, he is the best wrestler in all of jiu-jitsu. So I believe Orlando Sanchez and Jared Dopp will definitely have something to say about that, as they are invitees, as will Alberto Cyborg Abreu, João Gabriel Rocha, Kanan Duarte, Antonio Carlos Jr., a.k.a. Shoeface, Victor Hugo, and Muhammad Ali.
What's Shoeface's nickname in Portuguese?
Sapato,
that's what it was.
Shoeface.
Yeah. I always want to call him Zapatero, but that's shoemaker. It's Zapato. Shoeface.
And it's also a super fight.
Mm-hmm. That Josh Luduc runs out of Florida.
There you
Zapatero.
go.
I think so interesting matchups in this division. I think Duarte
is going to be hard
Yep.
to beat. Nicky Rodriguez is a sleeper in this whole division. It'll be interesting to see what he does because, well, he's not been in jiu-jitsu for more than like 2 years.
A year and a half, I think, at the time of ADCC.
Right. So
Tex Johnson is a monster with the footlock. She just tapped Penna.
yeah, and Boucher. This one's again
Buchecha.
another like a dice roll as to who's going to
Sanchez
win.
can lay on anyone in the world.
Oh God.
But he can. Like, if he was 330 or something
All
like
right,
that right
here
now.
you go. There's your first test, Yuri. If you want to go against Kyle Snyder in a wrestling match, Orlando is your first match. Please make that Mo
I think-
or whoever has control of bracketing. Make that the first match.
I think it'd be really interesting to see Yuri against Duarte, against Sanchez, and against Rodriguez. If you want to check out his wrestling and his his takedown
We know his
game.
top game is good.
We know his takedown game is good. I don't
Let's
want to
see
take away
his
from his takedown
wrestling.
game.
Let's go against dudes that are legit wrestlers. Sanchez, I won't even say Duarte in that because he's not a wrestler.
Right.
Nicky Rodriguez,
Stop.
Dopp, all of these
Yeah.
people that have legitimate wrestling credentials. Let's see how you do against them.
I think Okay, first of all, Buchecha's super hard to beat. Okay.
Well, he's like 9 feet tall and
He is.
has like the perfect body
He
build
does.
for heavyweight jiu-jitsu.
He does, and he's got some good speed too, and his game planning is good.
And
We
he's
always
young
see
and he's a
him-
monster.
Oh, he's not. How young is he?
He's in his 20s.
Are you kidding me?
No. I want to say he's like maybe
29, I think.
maybe 27.
Oh my god.
Maybe 27.
So I think that's really interesting. Shoeface again has that dope flying triangle game, but at above 99, like I feel like he's not that big.
He was born in 1990.
So he's 29. I was right.
Okay, so it's not. Wow, I thought he was.
He's a 12-time. Oh yeah, it's gi and no gi. I keep trying to make him.
Well, no, in he's a 12-time world
saying
champion in the gi.
Gi and absolute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you.
And
you
I
have to
always want to do
realize
him
that-
with. I always want to do it like Bruce King.
Bruno Malfacine.
I always want to do him with Malfacine and have it consecutive years all in a row where it's like the same weight class, but no, he's got 2. I always want to put him as competing for like 10 years at black belt, and he hasn't. And so it just makes me laugh. So I think Buchecha is hard to beat here. I think Yuri's hard to beat here too. Yuri is going to have some speed on some of these bigger guys. I think it'll be really interesting.
I don't think so.
Your former champion too. I never count out.
He's not cutting now, but like
No.
you have guys that are definitely.
You've got.
I mean, in Nick Rodriguez, in like
Easily
the shape
230.
that he is in, right there, I think counteracts like
Nick Rodriguez cuts to make 230, and he looks like that.
he's beefy.
Right. Orlando Sanchez doesn't cut to make above 99, and he looks like Orlando Sanchez.
He's kind of beefy too, but just he's got more of tummy.
He's also got muscly hands.
He's got giant fucking hands.
He's a big dude. So honestly, I can't. This of all the divisions, this is the one I think is the biggest dice roll of like. I see even Muhammad Ali.
66 is also a dice roll. A lot of these can be a dice roll. All tournaments can be a dice roll. Why? Because we don't have the brackets yet.
Okay, so
Let's
on
go
to
into
the
the
women's
ladies.
division, the under 60 kilogram division for the ladies.
2017 champion Bia Mesquita, the North American Trials winner Jenna Bishop, the South American Trials winner Francielle Nascimento, the European Trials winner Livia Giles.
Formerly Livia Gachowska, Lachlan Giles' wife.
Oh, they're married?
Yes, they are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at the Instagram. It's adorable.
Huh, very interesting.
Yep.
The Asian Trials winner Rikako Yuasa, invitees Bianca Basilio, Elvira Karpinen, and Fionn Davies. I'm going to be real. Mesquita.
Or Basilia.
Really?
I think one of those two. I think Bia is probably going to take it again.
She's like, I feel, a shoe-in. There's, I think, 2 or 3 people.
Rukako's no-gi game just hasn't quite looked the same.
I think she's also the smallest one in this division.
Oh, yeah, easily.
But you have Fionn Davies.
Who's looked amazing recently. In gi
Elvira
and in no-gi.
Karpinen.
Yep.
And Livia Giles.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird saying. I'm just so used
Not
to saying Gluchowska. I think those are your front runners.
But everyone in this division can, like, on any given day,
and they're all fucking literally world class.
Yes. And most of them are multiple-time world champions.
Yeah.
Too. So that's the thing, like gi, no-gi, ADCC veterans, like, this is a real tough thing. And it's also it's a women's division, so it's 8. And so it's like that shortened small division, and so it's like it's a toss-up where it's like, how do you perform in the day?
Yeah.
Because the matchups, there's just fewer matchups.
I'm going with safe pick, Bia Mesquita.
All right. So on to the women's plus 60 kilogram division. I hope we're going to see it.
I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
2017 champion Gabby Garcia, the North American Trials winner Amanda Leve, the South American Trials winner Karina Santi, the European Trials winner Stephanie Egger, invited Jessica Flowers, Tayani Porfirio, Natalie Jesus, Anna Carolina Vieira. So the
matchup I want to see.
The safe bet though is obviously Gabby Garcia is the
Yes.
winner of this division. She's fucking gigantic. She's jacked. She's
World class.
She's
multiple
world-class.
time world champion.
She's hard to beat. But
Yeah.
again, there are tons of women in this division that are legit world champions that are amazing. Like the last 4 names on there alone: Jessica Flowers, Tayani Porfirio, Natalie DeJesus, Anna Carolina Vieira. All 4 of them are world champions. And here's another thing. Natalie is going against Gabby at Fight to Win in like a week or 2?
Soon, like real soon. Like I want to say we might preview it this week. I think it's this week or next week.
It might be, and it's in the gi, right?
Correct.
So this is a little bit different, but still, like, you get to see a little bit of it. You have Amanda Leve, who's still a sleeper in the division.
Brown belt.
Sleeper in the division.
Yes. Like that's been
Karina
crazy good.
Santi, also very good. Same thing with Stephanie Egger. So you have literally an 8-woman bracket where all of these women are legit, like, upper echelon grapplers. And other than Gabby having a distinctive, like, size advantage, I wouldn't say weight because Tayani might be heavier than she is.
Yeah. Tiny is a very large competitor.
So not height-wise, though.
Weight-wise.
Weight-wise.
I think she couldn't compete in UAEGGF because she couldn't make the weight limit. I think there's a weight limit for women in the UAGGF.
Yeah, that's right. They changed
She
it,
was
and she
talking
was
about
like, "I
that.
can't make that
Yep.
weight." So it'll be really
And I
interesting.
want to say that was, I could be
It was
wrong.
like
I
2
thought it
years
was
ago.
90 kilograms. I don't know. I also can't do math.
That's like 180 some odd pounds.
I might have been 90 kilograms then for the
Okay.
women. But
Um,
I want to see Garcia
Porfirio and
Porfirio.
Garcia.
I've talked about it for like
I want to see it in
year.
the gi more than no gi.
Yeah, I do too, but I think in no-gi...
I cannot recall the last time I've seen Tayeni in a no gi match. I mean, I know it's happened, but I can't recall.
Yeah, offhand, I can't think about it either.
So, the last thing, by the way, the super fight. Andre Galvao, the defending super fight champion, versus Felipe Pena, the 2017 absolute champion.
Oh, we still got to talk about absolute too, for the men
That's
and women.
that's a push.
That's a bracketing question.
You just don't know until like you see who was exciting in the brackets.
Yeah.
You see people that won, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't know. But like, who do you think's gonna go? Who's gonna win, Andre Galvao or Felipe Pena? They have history.
Yeah.
Felipe got caught for juicing
Yeah.
in the gi.
And gave it to Galvao basically. That's a really tough one because
Galvao's really good. I mean, both of them
we have not seen Galvao like at all.
Right, but when was the last time we saw Pena? Was getting
Versus
his
Tex.
Yeah, getting his
Versus
foot
Tex
fucked
at
up.
Kasai. He got heel hooked, but he was looking really good in that bracket up to then.
We'll see. Like, Galvao is a great competitor when it comes to like singular matches.
Oh yeah, he's hard to
So-
beat. I could see Galvao pulling like that one last something special in there and
I
staving
really
off
like
the young
that we're
Pena.
talking about this, by the way, like almost 2 months ahead.
Well,
Like, all of these can't change.
Oh, they're gonna change, but this is the first show that we've had full brackets after all the changes. I think it really does merit us talking about. Hey, this is
yeah.
like the full invite set, no names. This is really what it should be. I assume you've got a couple additional names in here, but you have of all the guys on the team and on the show, you have the most history with knowing about all these guys and can remember in that savant weird way that you have, which is why we started doing this show initially. Because I was like, Josh, I don't have the history. You have the history. You know, I think running it through with you would be the best, for the listeners of the show because you know the most about all these guys.
The first time like I was kept up with ADCC, I want to say was the one in London,
2012?
2009.
9, yeah.
And 2012 is not an off
I know.
year.
As I said it, I messed it up.
And I live tweeted it. Like a whole bunch of people on the NHB gear forums. Ooh, I'm really throwing it back. I don't think that's even a forum anymore. They were like, man, a lot of people didn't want to pay for it. And I was like, fuck it. I'm buying it. So I can live tweet it. So I would start, I live tweeted it. And this is also when I found out that you can only send out so many tweets per minute before they put you on a cooldown. And so I had to post to the NHB gear forums, and somebody else had to use their Twitter to do that.
That's throwing it back, Josh.
Yeah.
That's back in the day.
And mind you, this is at like 5 o'clock in the morning that I'm watching this, and my wife's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was also live tweeting from a BlackBerry. That's how long ago that was.
Okay, I thought 2009 was the South American trials. South American was Brazil. Is that wrong? Is that 7?
Brazil was, what was that, 2000?
Because China was 13.
2001, I think, was Brazil. Whatever. When,
I like how we could just look it up, or we're just not going
We
to.
could,
Now
but-
we're not. So, super fight. I honestly would not. Weird question. So, nope, never mind. I figured it out. Super exciting. The absolute division could go either way. I think that does it for the news section. I think we're gonna move on.
I wouldn't even call it a news section, but sure.
All right, onto the preview, onto the recap section. All right, so before we do that, Josh and I just paused the recording to go into the next section, and we looked up some of the things that we got wrong, that we knew we got wrong. For clarification, Barcelona was ADCC 2009, London was in 2011, and Josh had one other thing you want to say about Mike Fowler.
Yeah, going into, again, more news stuff, because I'm slowly remembering everything. If you're a fan of Mike Fowler or just cool shit, he is documenting himself building a house off the grid in Hawaii. So he's got like a YouTube and an Instagram of all that stuff. I think it's HI off the grid. on Instagram. You can find it probably through his YouTube page, which is Mike Fowler, and he's documenting all of that stuff. So yeah, more stuff. We're correcting our mistakes, which we normally don't do because we just leave it out there in
Usually
the ether.
I get a text the next day from Josh like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. It's like, I know, I clarify later in the show because I'm not there yet. So in other news, there's another podcast, the High Percentage Podcast. They do a lot of analysis of a lot of like white and blue out matches, but they do a lot of stats and numbers crunching on really interesting pieces for statistical information for those shows. Shows produced really well. High Percentage Podcast. Give it a listen. I enjoy it. I like kind of stat stuff. A lot of what we do is driven off of that stuff, or I wish it could be more of if we had more time to do it. I think that's all I have for news, unless you got anything else. Oh,
I'll remember something like 20 minutes from now.
So one other thing, we have additional content coming to our YouTube page. I'm going to start producing more content for YouTube specifically.
He's lying.
Go find it on YouTube. Subscribe there so you don't miss it. And also, next week, we have an interview with the Shugyo Invitational promoter talking more about that event. That event drops on August 12th, so it'll come out basically the day before our show comes out for the first episode.
The day before my ass goes to California.
So that now finally does it for news into the recap section. So on to our recap of Fight to Win 120. This event took place in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania, and paid at a total of $24,940 in salaries and commissions, and was headlined by black belt Edwin Najmi defeating DJ Jackson via decision, and he becomes the Fight to Win middleweight no-gi champion. Josh, where do you want to start for this one?
The top
of the card. All right, let's start with this match. Realistically, for this match, like, there was a lot of pushing from Jackson at the beginning.
Yes, much pushing. And then eventually it goes down to the ground, and then there's much foot play.
Najmi pulled at the beginning. Like, Najmi's like, nah, DJ pushes.
Well, no, let's be real. DJ pressured and sort of pushed. I don't even know. I wouldn't say that. It pushed Najmi off the mat, not Wagner Hosha front kicking AJ Agazarm, but, you know, he pushed him off.
I kind of forgot how crazy that was. Like, I don't think anyone else has kicked
Let's talk
anyone
about
off the
that.
stage.
That's hilarious. That's what made me love Wagner even more. Anyway, so there's a lot of footy, touchy, trying to bendy, heel hooky things.
That's the worst description we've ever given on the show.
That was very technical.
There were some leg entanglements.
DJ Jackson reaches over, tries to go for a toe hold. Edwin Najmi counters it with a heel hook, and they go back and forth attacking the feet. And at a certain point, while DJ is attacking the foot and starting to turn to try to get up, Najmi jumps up and takes his back. And that's where the match ends, essentially, because there's another, 4 minutes of him riding his back?
I think 6.
Is it?
Or something. It's like the majority of the match.
It's a lot.
Where it's just like Najmi and Jackson stands up at a certain point, but Najmi has that entire body triangle in the entire time. Jackson tries to throw him forward to slam him off because you do not want to slam backwards because that's how you get choked. Yes. And basically just defends the entire time. Najmi's unable to get the choke. Jackson defends it the entire time. But, like, dude just rode his back.
Yeah.
For, 6 minutes. It was just, impressive. Off a little mistake that Jackson made.
The benefits of being built like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Where you have, a giant upper body.
Why don't you explain the SpongeBob reference? Because we haven't explained this in probably 70 episodes.
If you've been in jiu-jitsu for any sort of time, everybody has seen the way Edwin Najmi looks, and it's really, weird. Not in, a bad way, like he's deformed, he's got an extra arm growing out of his back or anything.
Super helpful for jiu-jitsu.
It's just the way his body's built is just fucking awkward. You know all those memes that you see of guys at gyms where it's hit leg day never? That's what Edwin Najmi looks like. He's got a giant upper body. His torso and his wingspan is just big and bulky and square. And his hips and his legs are non-fucking existent. If you look at his rash guard in the match when they start, it looks like it's one size bigger. And so it's sort of it comes down almost like a dress.
You've not told the story at all that I wanted you to tell.
What story did I want to tell?
So years ago on the forums,
they just called him fucking SpongeBob. Somebody said he looked like SpongeBob. There's not much of a story about it. It's just he looks.
In one of the early shows, Josh actually goes through and finds the actual post where this initially occurred on the ShareDog forums, right?
Well, he used to post on ShareDog a lot under the the screen name 1337, aka Leet. He, you know, when he was younger, but he is like his body build. You don't see it that often. He's got super gangly gorilla arms. He's got a big wide chest, like broad shoulders.
Great for holding the back.
Hell yes. But he's got like non-existent legs. Like I'd be afraid if somebody kicked him if he decided to do MMA, that it would be like Corey Hill and his leg would just fucking break.
Huh. So the
That's
guy
a callback.
the guy that actually kicked Corey Hill in the leg, Dave. He was my ref for one of my first matches ever for jiu-jitsu.
Oh, fascinating.
Throwback. So enough about this match. That Najmi takes a decision.
He becomes a middleweight no-gi champion. Also, apparently, he's got a giant dick.
You want to talk about that?
Yep. Seth, who gives absolutely zero fucks what anybody honestly thinks of him, just kind of posts whatever he wants to post, and that's what I love about him. He's sort of my spirit animal. He was just like, DJ Jackson walked up to Edwin Najmi and was like, hey, bro, you can't compete in a cup. And Edwin Najmi goes, that's all me. So he's either got giant balls, literally, or a big old ding-dong. Either way, it looks like a cup. And DJ Jackson was like, hey, bro, take off the cup. And Edwin Najmi was like, this is au naturel, brother.
Thank you very much for Seth Daniels for all you do for us and for letting us into that behind-the-scenes
fucking beautiful
footage. So, next match.
Catherine
Take it away,
Perret
Josh.
defeating Tubby Aliquin by decision. She retains the Fight to Win bantamweight no-gi title. Stole that shit from you.
Nah, you can say the name. You can say the title sometimes. You just can't say Fight of the Night, Submission of the Night. That's my shit, Josh.
Oh, I'm going to try to steal it now.
So, lots of pushing, lots of passing attempts from Perret here. Some leg
Lots
entanglements.
of sort of footlock attempts.
Kind of. A lot of times that Tubby would go for them, but Perret would clear the knee line really, really quickly. Really, as a lot of this match is Tubby in the seated guard and Catherine like posting on the face and sort of throwing pass-by attempts, and occasionally both of them getting to leg lock attempts, and then that's sort of the match. I think Catherine throws up a really cool flying armbar at one point, but doesn't really get deep. Really, none of the attempts got super deep. I thought Aliquin got a little deeper on like one or two of the straight ankle locks, but Catherine's super game and didn't really need to address them, just sort of did the standard like push out, and Perret gets a decision here.
Yeah. So moving on next, Dominic Allen Mozada defeating Ruben Vera via front naked choke.
And that was submission of the night for the black belts.
So if you don't know what a front naked choke, it's essentially the opposite of a rear naked choke. You're not behind them, you're in front of them.
I honestly would count this as a guillotine.
I would say it's more of like a power guillotine.
Yeah.
That's not about a bulldog.
That's
choke.
not a bulldog. If you had spun more, it would have been a reverse bulldog, but he nails him down. This is actually a really cool choke. So Dominic, basically, they're standing. There's about 2:45 left in the match, 2:30 left in the match, and he just sort of like goes over Ruben's shoulders and then locks up like a standing guillotine and like locks, like really snakes the arm through.
He gets the rear naked choke
the
grip,
full
but
rear naked choke grip.
a different angle, hence front naked choke.
But it's not, the head's not in the pocket.
I again, like I call it a power guillotine from right there, but
yeah, that's what I call it too.
Whoever, I don't care what you call it. It was a 6 submission.
Beautiful, and pulls him down with it and basically locks him. The commentator's like, ooh, he's got a good squeeze, and he squeezes it, and the camera angle is beautiful to see what the hand positioning is.
Maybe like 5 seconds in total once he locked it up.
Because Ruben drops down to try to get out of it, and Dominic just follows him, and it's just
nah.
like, nope, and gets the sub. Really cool sub. Very rarely see a guillotine finished like that. Deservedly submission of the night for the black belts. It was super nifty. I'm a guillotine guy. I literally, for my first Friday class at the gym, I taught the entire guillotine series. So I love me some guillotines, Josh.
Moving on, Brad Pearson defeated Robert Henriksen via bread cutter choke. Dan Dykman defeated Rob Hillman by calf crusher.
Dude, Dan is now 10-4 in Fight to Win. When he won this match, he was doing the "give me the belt," like where people they basically do that motion,
calling for the belt.
And I was like, he actually like realistically is a front runner. I don't know what his black belt record is though. I don't know if he's going for black belt or brown because he don't competes at brown, but he's still a brown belt. And so I'm assuming he would go for the title at the brown belt level. But I don't know because he kind of jumps between both of them.
He's like he's on Team No Sleep. He fills in for people where necessary. Like he
Kinda like
takes
Troy does.
matches exactly. He takes matches whenever. He hit that slick Sean Roberts calf crusher from the front.
Yeah, you
where
were telling me the name. I didn't know.
I
who
couldn't
the
remember
name
the
was.
name while we were talking off recording, and then I just randomly remembered it. He shoots the arm through and then locks up a triangle over the thigh and the shin, and you finish the calf crusher that way.
I call this less of a calf slicer and more of like a I don't know. I call it like a knee exploder. I don't know what it's a separation of the knee, which is really what's getting it more so than like the actual calf. Whenever I've seen this, wherever I've done this, but it could be a different finishing mechanic.
Knee exploder works.
I don't. Well, there's got to be a better name than knee exploder. That seems like a
No,
dumb name.
that's fucking awesome. Knee exploder.
Yeah, that's what I know it as because it's like you're pulling the knee apart.
Again, you weren't in jiu-jitsu when this happens, but I've been to many a Naga and other
I've
grappling
guys hang
things
out with this.
in Jersey, and I can't tell you how many times that I've heard the term arm buster for an arm bar.
Arm buster.
Hit him with the arm buster. And that, again, has become like a small inside joke in our gym where it's like, oh, get him in the arm buster. And the escape from the arm buster is obviously the arm buster. Yeah.
I feel like we're getting pro wrestling.
Dude, whatever.
Okay.
It's fucking America.
So, super awesome to see Dan get this win. Super cool sub. The camera angle is great. And even on the replay for the camera angle, you can see, watch kind of his hands locking up and how he locks the legs. It's cool. I really enjoyed it.
Do you find it kind of weird that when they slow-mo it, that it slow-mos the audio as well?
A little bit, Josh. A little bit.
No, I trust me, I get a kick out of it every time, and it's like, oh, and he locks it up, and there's the sub. It's
I don't
it's
hate. Honestly,
amazing.
I kind of like it.
I do. That's why I was bringing it up.
Like,
I just think it's weird.
You hear the commentary get excited, like in slow mo,
But it's
and I'm
slow.
like, that's cool, actually. So yeah, both camera angles are really cool here. You can see how he sets it up. If you don't set up this this knee exploder, look at it because it actually will give you. There's a lot of opportunities to see it, to do it.
That sounds like a Death Clock song, honestly. Knee exploder.
It does.
Anyway,
Next matchup.
Josh Pike defeats Nick Brown via armbar. Dave Margella defeats James Dillon via choke. I'm sorry. I'm reading I'm reading Maine's notes, like on the little things, and sometimes he just writes stuff that is just it's mild mannered at best, but it's just really weird. And if you know Maine, you understand why he does that. Anyway, Evan Mulgrave defeated Keith Minor via heel hook. Again, we definitely shout out Keith Minor all the time. Part of the para jiu-jitsu community as well, as he's got is it partial amputation?
Partial amputation from looks like about the mid radius down.
Oh, you're getting real fancy.
That's the lower forearm bone, and so he's missing a hand, and he's
Still
a black
competes.
belt.
Doesn't give a
black
shit.
belt. He's
It's
got
awesome.
a slick ass guillotine that he'll do, and he'll punch the arm without the hand into the neck like a fist choke.
So what gets him caught in the heel hook to begin with is it just looked like he got a little greedy with his passing, and he starts to pass through, and Evan...
He kind of like leans. He's kind of like going from like a knee cut, like a side knee cut pass, and he kind of leans his weight a little far over Evan.
And Evan shoots that outside leg in and across and just nabs up the heel hook really quick. So it was a good match. Definitely another one to go back and watch. Moving on, Isaac Greeley defeated Mike Easton via decision. Very just like pushy back and forth kind of match. Louis Armazzani defeated Kenneth Brown via decision.
Kenneth is a guy from our local area.
Yes.
But actually, but Pittsburgh's not that far away, so that kind of makes sense. Same with Jackson, same with like a couple of these guys.
It's like 5 hours.
Yo, I just drove from here to Virginia to a lake, and it was 5 hours. And then last week I drove from here to Maine. Like, I'm down with that far drive, Josh. Pittsburgh's close as shit.
It's not. Just like we were talking about, what was that? The Gordon Ryan match at the Arnold Classic, but there's a grappling thing that runs during that. And he was like, you can just drive to Ohio. It's like, do you know how fucking terrible that drive is?
It's like 6 hours.
It feels like for fucking ever.
Any drive over an hour feels like that. Yes, Josh.
No. There's drives where you're like, I'm chilling, whatever. Have you driven up and through Ohio?
Never.
Rough. I've driven I've gone to sleep as we're entering Ohio and woken up still in Ohio, and I was like, oh,
Texas would like a word with you.
Oh, never want to do that. Never, ever, ever, ever.
I've done it.
But still, like, that drive, it just seems like for fucking ever before you cross over when, like, I've driven to Chicago a bunch of times. So that drive through Ohio just seems like for fucking ever.
But I'm looking to go into that, actually. So the Arnold Classic, I'm thinking about.
Fly there, or are you going to drive
I'm
there?
going to drive. I don't have money.
Oh,
so
ballsy.
We're going to do that no money. But, dude, every time, like, the Arnold Classic apparently is just this awesome party. And just
It's
looks
fucking
so
amazing.
much fun. And there's a grappling industries there. And Gordon Ryan is competing in the absolute division. I'm not going to fight him because I'm a child.
There's always grappling at the Arnold Classic. It has been for years.
Yep.
I've been to
I think
one
last
of
year they
them.
had a Craig Jones seminar there as well. Like, it was cool. It's a party.
I went to one of the ADCC trials at the Arnold Classic when
Yep.
they were running it there, and like all the shit that's going on because it's like a giant fitness expo.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks super fun.
It's fucking amazing. It's great. The amount of in shape people and the amount of out of shape people that are there is fucking great.
And then you play the game like out of shape or powerlifter.
No, I mean like legit just out of shape.
Like you were when you went to the Arnold Classic.
Yes.
Okay.
And, but I could still lift a heavy thing, so it was okay.
Reasonable. So, moving on.
Judo
match.
Vernon Kirk defeating Tim Milanic via Kimura.
Then on to the brown belt results.
It is not listed in Maine's notes here, but again, another reason why I fucking love Seth and his don't give any fucks attitude. In his original post, it says Dan Dykeman defeats drunk guy in the parking lot by KO. Fucking hilarious. Like,
honestly, putting it by, I wouldn't be surprised if Dan actually did that.
I'm sure if he put it in there, that actually happened.
Good times. So,
Like,
on to the actual brown belt results.
This
is why we love Seth, though.
A rolling band of savages that are fucking amazing. Anyway, brown belt results. Ricky Stevie defeats Mike Little via clock choke.
And that was submission of the night for the brown belts.
I have such a bad feeling that half of these are misspelled because you sort of copy and pasted and it automatically autocorrected.
That happens sometimes,
So
Josh.
if I am saying your name super wrong, blame it on Maine's.
And then let us know, please, so that we in the
yes.
future, when we cover you, can pronounce your name correctly as we move to try to become more professional. I would appreciate correctly pronouncing your name because I really enjoy watching everyone compete.
Yes. Jenny LaFaro defeating Gina Staley via split decision.
Fight of the night for the brown belts.
Oh, you almost missed it, and I was about to jump in, and she
moving on to
becomes
the next piece.
fight to win brown belt bantamweight champion for the ladies. Excuse me. Zach Aldridge defeats AJ Bosley by heel hook. Leonardo Silva defeated Ryan Areola via armbar. Tim Plazic defeated Mark Farrell via choke. Aaron Hannon defeating Ryan Croyle via armbar. Brad Schneider defeating Justin Caristas? Sure, yeah. Via choke. Emil Fisher defeating Christopher Passer. Oh, my God. I swear to God, these names are wrong. Passerlow by decision.
Honestly, I would not be surprised to see Fisher fighting for a title here real soon.
Mateo Nunez defeating Jim Clark via decision. It's a local guy that went over there.
We've seen Mateo has, if you've not watched,
One of the
Mateo on
bloodier
Fight
matches.
to Win, not one of, on Mateo Nunez on Fight to Win 53, the first event that we ever covered on this show, had the bloodiest gi match I have ever seen, ever. He split his head in on like a takedown early on, and it turned that white gi red, and it was a good-ass night of grappling.
Had a whole bunch of tape on his head, too.
Oh, yeah.
On to the purple belt results.
my shit,
Stole
Josh.
it.
You did.
Dylan Davis defeated Andrew Pardee via Kimura. That was submission of the night for the purple belt. See, you're taking too long.
Itching my leg, Josh.
Taking too long.
Next matchup.
Justin Michaels defeated Julian Flannery via heel hook.
And that was submission fight of the night for the purple belts.
Chris Dempsey defeated Ken Robinson via face crank. God, I love those.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Lacrone defeated Samuel Lemon via heel hook. Evan Anastasio. Don't speed me up, Maine. You're whip-whapping around all over the place. He defeated Andy Anderson via decision. Khalid Takei, that's definitely screwed up, defeated Brent Evans via decision. Matthew Bauer or Bauer? I swear we've said his name
Bauer,
before.
I think.
Bauer. God, It's late. It's almost midnight.
It's 11:45 right now p.m.
Defeated Mark Sestok via decision, and Shane Valco defeated Corey Taxic via decision.
On to the blue belt results.
Holy shit, there's a lot of matches. Anthony LaCamera, Jesus Christ, I am bad today, defeated Sean Barrett via Americana and neck crank.
And that was submission of the night for the blue belts. This is a highlight on the Twitter and Instagram. Super cool. He throws that leg over on that top side Americana, do like the leg Americana, and then he just lifts up on like the back of his shoulders and neck. And it's just like, I love that submission so much. It was so cool. The camera work here is great, looking right over it. It's such a cool submission. This definitely deserved to be fight of the night for the blue belts.
So we call that the ruiner in our gym because of Rob and his love of that move. Not the neck crank part of it, but the Americana with the legs. Chase Boyle defeated Jared Shaw via heel hook. Alexander Eckert defeated Chris Hustleton.
And that was fight of the night for the blue belts. You messed up the word. I thought you were going to re-say the name again.
No, I was looking for how he was defeated, but it's not saved in your notes, so yay.
My bad, Josh.
Richard Robbie defeated David Gabig via decision. Andrew Nobu defeated Lorenzo Cuenca via triangle. Nick Bruno defeated Zach Humbertson via decision. Annabelle Sverbley, oh my God, defeated Kristen Gett via decision. Claire Butterfield defeated Lily Clark via decision. Dennis Sasansky, I'm dying here, folks, defeated Mike Alfieri via decision.
Yo, this is Pittsburgh bringing with rough names here.
Dalton Rasta defeated Chris Lozano via decision. Kevin Alvarado defeated David Dinkau Jr. via decision. Harry Bergman defeated Daniel Haig via split decision, and Ryan Kim defeated Jonathan Kaufman via split decision.
On to the kids' results.
Brad Joyling defeated Jaden Palumbine via decision.
So that does it for Fight to Win 120 in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. Looking forward to the next one. So on to our preview of Fight to Win 121. This event takes place on August 10th in Austin, Texas. I fucking love Austin, Texas. And it's main evented by a black belt female heavyweight title, Natalia DeJesus versus Gabby Garcia.
So it was this week, though.
I was like, I feel like this is coming up in Austin, Texas. So, yeah, this will be a super fun one. Natalia has her hands full with Garcia.
I think she's a full 2 weight classes below.
I think 1.
2.
I thought Natalia was 1, but I could be incorrect.
I think she's... Nope, she's heavyweight. Never mind. She's heavyweight at IBJJF anyway because what's her name is the medium heavy Doval. Claudia Doval.
Yeah, I think we've seen these two ladies against each other in the open weight before, and I believe that Garcia took it last time, but I could be incorrect about that, as I am about most things.
Yeah.
So on to the co-main event. We have a 175-pound no-gi bout.
Cody Steele versus John Satava.
That should be a barn burner of a match. 190-pound black belt gi match.
Yago D'Souza versus Nasir Loinab.
Linab, I think.
Linab?
Yep,
oh,
Linab.
My bad.
We have a purple belt no-gi welterweight title. This is going to be a good one. Watch this match.
William Tackett versus Carlos Espinoza.
This is a barn burner match. Tackett has been on a tear recently on winning like Third Coast, winning Midwest finishers, winning like everything. I think he went Jits King as well.
Yeah.
Dude, tune into this matchup. I just called all the listening audience dude. Sorry about that. Watch this matchup. We have a teens no-gi flyweight title.
Cole Abate versus Tyler Ard.
We have a 260-pound black belt gi match.
Marcio Jr. versus Lynn Hughes.
185-pound black belt no-gi bout.
Manuel Hibamar versus Ralph Sebexin.
185-pound black belt no-gi bout.
Tommy McKay versus Tiago Scalco.
185-pound black belt no-gi.
Curtis Hembroff versus Tony Tipton.
185-pound black belt gi match.
Lance Yeager versus Alex Henley.
185-pound black belt gi bout.
Travis Moore versus Myron Kamihara.
That was actually pretty good, Josh. I couldn't say it. 165-pound black belt no-gi bout.
Justin Rice versus Rodolfo Canales.
165-pound black belt gi match.
Yamir Toledo versus Cesar Milahara. Hira.
That was good. 155-pound black belt gi bout.
Denelson Pimenta versus Tommy Montoya.
145-pound black belt judo bout.
Aaron Morris versus Taylor Weber.
145-pound black belt judo match.
Nathan Kearney versus Austin Krieger.
And then we move on to the brown belt matchups. I don't believe there are any other.
Well, they put all the title matches
fights.
up top,
Yeah.
so
I don't believe so. I always like to scroll through them though, Josh.
we always scroll through them
because occasionally we miss Troy, and I make sure Troy's not on the card because I
Always
want to cover
gotta
Troy's
shout out
matches
Troy.
because he's great.
He's awesome.
I think that does it for And then,
Did you see that video of him playing the drums?
I did from like 9 years ago. He's making all those dumb faces. It was amazing.
Looks hilarious. It's great.
It was awesome. So that does it for our preview of Fight to Win 121 in Austin, Texas. Definitely tuned into it. Some really good matches, some preview matches for ADCC, and we get to see Tackett on the Fight to Win stage, which is always a pleasure. So on to our preview of SOGI 3. This event features a 16-man lightweight tournament, I think for $1,600. And I think it actually got bumped up to 20-man now, so it's probably for $2,000. This event features a lot of guys that we know. Let's start off with the top. Keith Krikorian. Keith Krikorian has won a ton of stuff.
He's at 66 kilos for ADCC.
Yep, he's in ADCC trials, one of the last invites.
Fucking everywhere.
Wins,
we see him all the time.
Guys all the time.
Kind of bummed he doesn't have his blonde hair anymore.
Yeah, he only had the blonde hair for a little bit now.
Oh, this is the 10th. Maybe he'll come flying back by the time I get to San Diego. And
oh yeah, you're actually training at
I plan on it, so maybe I'll run into him. So if that's the case, sup Keith.
So he's a big frontrunner for this division. It would not surprise me to see him take this one. There's some other good names in this as well.
Sean Ashley, who we recently saw on SAGC against Andrew Cockle?
Cockle. Yeah, I think Cockle. I think he was against
Why
Cockle.
did I think his name wasn't Andrew?
I don't know. I thought you were talking about the undercard. No, he was in the main event against that. Yeah, I remember that now.
We have Jamie Nottingham. We have all of the names just popped up via picture, so if you hear me pause for a second, that's why. We have a ton of super fights on the in-between going through all this stuff. And again, Maine just slacking over here. We also have Devin Fogel. We have, who else? Jordan Holy.
We're going to see Jordan Holy on the Shugyo Invitational coming up, that 8-man super fight tournament. The first episode drops on the 12th.
So we'll see him in this, and then we'll see him 2 days later.
Correct. I'm actually not sure. He might actually not be in one of the first matches on the first episode. I don't know. We'll find out more about that the first episode, and with the interview with the promoter that we have coming out on our show next week, there'll be some more information about that. I don't want to give up too much away. Too far out from the event, but dude, Holy is a monster. He wins a bunch of stuff in the super fight scene. We see him, all the time. I think we've seen him on Third Coast. We see him versus Marvin Castell, take a victory there. He's a dude to watch. He's again another guy that I want to see go against Krikorian.
We also have Nick Ronan, John Lyons. We have Mike Davila, who we see on fucking everything.
Yeah, I think
we've seen him at
finishers before. I think he won the first finishers,
EBI.
Yep, we've seen him a bunch. He's a monster as well. Dude, the lightweight tournament here, actually, looking through these names more, there's actually some real exciting matchups there.
Yeah, we have Joey Gambardella. We have Steve Baca, who's apparently taking part in the tournament and a super fight.
Yeah, SOGI does that for guys sometimes.
No fucks given by that guy.
Yeah, SOGI does that sometimes. They'll feature guys on the super fights as well as feature them in individual matchups as well if they want those. James
Banville. Who else do we have here? We have Kenny Schiabarisi. If I butchered that, I am very sorry. We have Kurt Chase Patrick.
We've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
We have Nick Gulo.
Same thing as Kurt. Seen him in a bunch of stuff.
David Tremont. We have Matt Marchese, my bad again. Miles Williams. Rob Best.
We've seen have one of the best matches of 2018 versus Andrew Cockle. Super exciting match.
Jay Enoch.
So that's all the names on the lightweight tournament. There's a bunch of other super fights. Looks usually a lot of fun. They usually stream it on their Facebook page and usually get up individual matches later in the week after the tournament. That takes place on August 10th. That is SOGI 3. So I want to do a quick preview of the Shugyo Invitational. We're going to have an interview next week with Phil Schwartz, the promoter for this event. It is a $5,000 cash behind closed doors prize for a tournament, an 8-man tournament, big names in the bracket. Follow them on their Instagram and on their YouTube page so you don't miss the episodes coming out. First episode drops on August 12th. They are usually between 15 and 20-minute episodes.
About 2 matches per episode.
Yeah, something like that. It looks amazing. I am super excited. I was talking to Phil earlier this week about the event, and he's like not trying to spoil stuff, and it has me so excited for how this event is running because I'm really a big fan of the behind closed doors format because they're getting to run the whole thing and then edit it and do it all together so they can have no time limit matches and actually edit them down into like digestible episodes so you don't have to watch all of the pieces. He has some really cool other stuff with some commentary and other things they're putting out, so go subscribe to them on YouTube. It looks like an absolutely outstanding tournament and I'm super excited to watch it. And while you're actually over on YouTube, subscribe to the Grappling Rewind on YouTube because we have some additional content that's coming out as well on that. Some stuff I have framed out that we're filming now.
I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, Josh. So I think that does it. I don't think we have any other previews. There's a number of other events that are happening. We're probably not going to preview all of them. What do you got going on this week?
More work and gearing up to get ready to not give a flying fuck about work afterwards.
Yeah, you need some vacation bad.
I really could use it. It'd be great. Get back on track with not eating everything.
You're not
as
that
Maine
fat right now.
stares at me.
I was just doing a fat assessment for you, Josh.
You were looking at my body and it's making me feel uncomfortable.
That's all right.
No, I'll admit I'm fat. Yeah, so, just getting back on track, getting the kids ready, getting myself ready. I've actually never been to California.
Neither have I. I stopped in LAX one time when I flew to Australia, and that's it.
I've never been past Texas, actually.
I went to Colorado because Rachel's parents, Rachel's mom's
been
in
there
Colorado.
Too. Is that further west than Texas, technically?
Now that you've called me out on it, Josh, I don't know.
I bet you if we looked at a map, it's probably roughly like
I think it's close
up.
in line, but it's up higher.
Yeah. You don't say.
Yeah, Josh, I don't say. So I'm super excited.
So, yeah, we're originally we were going to lay over in Phoenix, but that got changed, so we have like an hour and a half layover in Colorado and then
Oh, sweet.
LAX.
In Denver or in Boulder?
Denver.
Nice. That's actually fun. That's actually a really fun airport. They have
Been
that
there.
giant demonic horse.
I don't remember seeing that.
It is like a 30 or 50 foot tall, like giant metal demonic horse as you leave the airport.
I
and
don't
you
remember
drive
seeing
away.
that as we were leaving.
Yeah, it's a giant blue horse with these big glowing red eyes.
Maybe it was like also super late at night when we got in.
You actually gotta kind of like look and you see it, and it's cool. Denver's a cool place. I had a great time there. You're not really going to Denver. You're just kind of stopping.
I mean,
You're stopping
been to
through.
Denver before, but vacation there last year actually. Great place.
Awesome.
But yeah, California for 10 days training, San Diego, LA, stuff like that. Fun times.
That'd be awesome. Buy a gym shirt.
Always.
Yeah.
I always do. If I ever come to your gym and your gym doesn't charge me a mat fee, I hope you guys have shirts, or I'm just going to randomly drop like a $20 bill somewhere and somebody's going to find it and hopefully it goes to your gym.
I really appreciate that, by the way. Because I was always I've never figured out how to do that and like how to like support a gym and like thank them for letting me train there.
There's a few things that you got to do. There's some gym etiquette that you go by. If you're going to train somewhere, you message them ahead of time. Even if it's like a day or two. Like,
yeah.
I know I'm saying I plan on training at 10th Planet Freaks, the one in San Diego with, the Martinez brothers. I decided that today I am going to message them tomorrow and be like, hey, what's your etiquette on drop-ins? What are your rules? What's the cost of it?
Because not every gym allows drop-ins.
Correct. And, I don't, as much as I come across as an asshole on this podcast, because I am, when it comes to gym etiquette and representing my gym, I don't want everybody to think that everybody in my gym is a giant piece of shit. Just me. And
now keep going. We're good.
Okay. Main soundboard's about to explode.
Someone's making a weird noise. It's fine.
Exactly. So I try to be as polite as possible. I figure out all the rules, like, do you bow on and off the mats? Because
is it a white gi only gym?
Is it a
black gi only gym?
Right.
Like,
do you have to face the wall when you tie your belt? Do you have to bow into the pictures of whoever Gracie is on the wall? Do you say sensei, sifu, whatever?
Yeah.
I find all of those things out well in advance because I don't want to just seem like some random stranger that shows up that doesn't have to follow the rules that have been put in place by your affiliation, your instructor, your whoever. So I find it kind of good to do that. Also, if I don't have to pay a drop-in fee, I always buy something to support that gym because they're letting me train for free for a day. I get to see and do whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah. I think every single gym I've been to, oh, come back again, come back tonight, come back this time. So I'm always going to try to support a gym. That actually happened when I was in Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm. You talking about it?
When I dropped in there, they were like, oh, no, the Marcelo Mata was like, oh, no, he's a friend of mine. And mind you, I had never met this man a day in my life. He's like, he's a friend of mine. Don't worry about the mat fee. So I made sure that I bought something that supported him to keep his gym running. And I would do that for absolutely any gym. And I also know the ones that are kind of jerks to me, I don't go back and train there if I end up back in that same area, whether it's for a quick weekend or a long vacation.
Yeah.
And diatribe.
So buy a shirt. I thought it was a really cool.
Buy a shirt, buy a pair of socks, buy a pair of underwear, buy whatever they're selling that has their gym name on it. Shit, I paid a drop-in fee at Alliance in Georgia and still bought a rash guard from them too.
Have cool logos. So I don't think anything else this week, Josh. I got food poisoning. It's not been a great weekend.
Your back
for me.
is less broken.
It's less broken. It's still not.
You can train a little bit.
I'm training a little bit. I honestly overtrained a little bit. I came back. I was like, yeah, I can train. And then I'm only training with people that are like about 160 or lower, just because I'm just like, look, I can't.
I was gonna straight up tell you, it's like, bro, we're not training for a while.
Oh no, you're fat and you're big.
Even if I played the non-fat game, like I'd be afraid I'd break.
Yeah,
it was
just like it's just if somebody has an accident, it's like cool. I'm out in another 6 months. Like, so I'm training with little guys right now, little guys that I know. Rachel, I'm training a lot with Rachel, honestly, because she's like around that size. I mean, she's like not that size at all, but she's significantly smaller than me. So we're training a lot together. It's awesome. I'm finally happy to be back on the mats. My back hurts a little bit, but I'm still working on it, still working through it. Pushed a little hard this week. I'm going to try to take it back.
Don't go crazy.
Yeah, I know. But, dude, I've been off the mat for like 8 months.
But also your spine is pretty important.
It is kind of
Do you want to end up in a fucking Christopher Reeves?
Christopher Reeves. I do not want to be Christopher
Like
Reeves.
Stephen Hawking's?
Nope.
Well, that's ALS, so that's
unrelated.
totally different.
So before the show goes too off the rails, Josh, you got anything else this week?
No, that's it.
As always, I'm your host, Maine, with the Grappling Rewind.
And I am Josh with the Grappling Rewind.
And we will see you on the mats.
Peace.
If you like the show, please consider sharing it on Facebook with the folks at your gym. It's the best way that we grow the show, and we really appreciate it. You can reach out to us on email.
We also have Instagram. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have Google+.
Until that shuts down.
We have a website.
If you have an event you would like to have us cover, please let us know. If you have a name, like most people do, and you'd like to have us stop butchering it,
let us know.
Reach out to us. The show is also available on YouTube, Spotify, in addition to iTunes and every other podcast service. We very much appreciate your time, and thank you.